that got me emotional already. Good work, Mom. Good work. Right? Oh my. So yes, sabotage and success is what Sarah and I are going to work on a little bit. And yeah, as Mom talked about it, on the life journey, we're all on this path, and at the end of the day, there are ruts that we all either go across. There are hurdles, there are struggles, real life struggles going on in each of our individual lives, and we are no stranger to those stories and those ruts and those, we call them the old stories. And those are the sabotage zones, right? We all have our own unique ones. Some of them kind of cross over. Sarah and I are going to be vulnerable and share some of ours. It may connect with you, and you might be like, whoa, she's speaking to me, or he's right with me. Maybe it's going to trigger something else in you where you're like, whoa, yeah, I kind of thought, I didn't realize why I'm not doing that. I didn't realize why I wasn't taking that next step. So that's what we're going to, center on, is kind of identifying the sabotage zones. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason, as Tony Robbins would say, there's a reason that 4 out of 100 people are going to own a business beyond 10 years and be successful. That's 4 out of 100. So for us to be brave enough, stand up and say, yeah, I'm going to be one of the 4 out of 100. When since we were little, we were almost kind of told to stop doing that. Stop being one of the top 4, right? I felt that as a child in school. Don't be one of the top 4. You felt, did anybody else feel that when you were in school? It was like, oh, don't get too high of grades. Don't be the nice kid. Don't be too nice. Then the teachers are going to like you, and then the other kids are going to make fun of you, and then it's going to be crazy. So anyway, point being, I don't want to pass it to Sarah, but we're all on the journey of healing. At the end of the day, we're all on this healing journey. Sarah's on her own unique healing journey. I'm on my own unique healing journey. And the sabotage zones will pop up continuously until we decide to address them. That's the real talk. Until we decide to address them, to look them into the eye, to sit with a therapist, to sit with a coach, to sit with a pastor, to sit with your leaders, somebody you trust, and to start to really look at those sabotage zones and say, all right, how can I shift this? Because it's a community thing, in my opinion. It's a community thing to make the shifts. We were not born on an island to go through these sabotage zones and have them creep up on us here and there, to do it on our own. So, Mike, pass to Sarah. Oh, I guess I was supposed to do that. Okay. All right. So that was a little bit of an intro on the sabotage and success. But the point is, if we're going to be one of the 4, let's all just say we're going to be one of the 4. We're going to be one of the 4. Why not? Why not? We're going to be one of the 4. We're worth it. We're shiny enough. We're unique enough. We're loving enough. We're going to keep expanding those talents. And we're going to be one of the 4. We're worth it. So our story is, we're a couple hippies from Arizona. Well, I'm from Arizona. Sarah's from New York. And we met on the internet. And I think the first visit I went to New York, we were dreaming up how we were going to have a wellness retreat place.
And a smoothie cart.
And a smoothie cart. we were going to have a smoothie cart and a wellness retreat space where we were going to host people. We both love people and hosting people, so we were like, just dreaming. On the way to her, I was taking her to hair school, and we were dreaming up how we were going to make this reality. This is 9.5 years ago. Fast forward, we did the hippie thing. We were hardly paying our bills, trying, living in a community house. It was beautiful. We played a lot, had a lot of free time, not a lot of money, that sort of thing. So it's typically one or the other, right? It's either like lots of free time, no money, or lots of money, no free time. And so how can we have both? And I think that's where Sarah and I light bulbs went on. How can we have both? Time freedom and financial freedom. Anybody else want time freedom and financial freedom? Woo! Yeah, not just one. So our story was, we went on a beautiful trip, came back, and we were like, Mom and Dad, Audrey and Ange, or Andre and Andy and Ange were like rocking this Living Well Now community. It was growing, and their young living businesses were growing, and we thought, okay, I'm gonna go do 18 massages a week, and you're gonna teach 37 yoga classes a week, and then I'm also gonna probably try to teach math, or tutor math or something, because we want to move to California, and we want to have kids someday, and then we've got, we need to somehow create the financial abundance to make that a reality, yeah? So 37 yoga classes, ouch. 18 massages, my arms are hurting thinking about it, so we were thinking, what are the other options? And these three were like, guys, you love Young Living. You've been loving Young Living for years. Well, you can share Young Living, and you can grow a business. And so that's when the light bulbs went on for us. And the last 4.5 years have been successful. We are so blessed by the community that has come to be across the country and over in Europe and whatnot. We are amazed at the community the people that we have met. It's been such a blessing. And we are so excited to just keep on going. And yet we have had moments of extreme sabotage where Sarah may say, maybe we wanted to quit about 78 times. Yeah? All right, pass off to Mike. That's our story, yeah?
Yeah, so I've definitely wanted to quit many times. Has anybody here had a really hard 2018 year? Okay, so like half. The reason why we decided to do this, you're like, yes. The reason why we decided to talk about this was because we had the most challenging 2018 year in our own life, and also it affected every aspect of our business. We self-sabotaged to the max. So we're like, all right, present about what you know about what you're dealing with in your life, and so that's why we're talking about this. So I think for me, the two biggest obstacles that have caused me to self-sabotage the most are comparison, like Deb was talking about, and critique. Has anybody ever been critiqued in this business? Be honest. Okay. So I think there's a lot of reasons, and if you guys have a notebook and pen, you can take notes because we're going to go through and you can answer some of these questions yourself. So what we want to do is we want to go really, really deep, dig deep, and find out why we're self-sabotaging. Why? Typically, we have things in our life, right, from childhood that pop up over and over and over again. There's these patterns that stop us from really going all the way. And sometimes we don't even know what they are. It's just like, oh, here I go again, I'm gonna try one more thing, and then I stop. And it keeps happening. So we want to find out what those things are and really go deep, 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 and see if we can just acknowledge them when they pop up and work through them from there. Because just acknowledging alone can heal so much, and that's what we've experienced over the past year. So I'll go into comparing a little bit. Especially when I first got started in this business, I compared myself a lot to my beautiful sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law. And I just felt like I am not outgoing, I am introverted, this is not natural for me. Who am I to be doing this? They're in public education. I was a freelance makeup artist behind the scenes of everything. So I had to really work on, okay, I don't have to be exactly like them. I can still do this. I didn't see myself represented on stage anywhere. And so it's really been a journey for me to work through that comparison journey. And so if I dig deeper, so if you start to think, okay, what are some of your things that pop up? Is it critique? Is it comparison? What is it for you? If I go deeper and I ask myself, okay, what is the root of this? Where is this comparison thing coming from? Have I experienced this before in my life? Oh my gosh, a light bulb goes on, and I've experienced it from the time that I was super young, and all throughout my academic career, if you want to call it that. I was not a great student, and I did terrible in school. I thought that I was dumb, and I could never really go as far as I wanted to. It took me 10 times longer to do anything than most people. You know, when you are taking that the exam at maybe the last week of school, final exams, all of that, In our school, we had a school of about, I want to say 1,000 people. It was a huge high school. And I don't know, no, I think, oh no, 900 in my grade alone, about 900 to 1,000 in my grade alone. It's a huge, huge high school. It's bigger than our local community college. And literally, so there's like 900,000 people in this huge gym, and we're all taking our final exam, and I'm the last one to finish my exam, and I get up, and so think about that story, right? That story, I am the last one. I am the last one here, standing. I mean, that follows you, you know, like, that's hard to be, to be the last one, and to feel like, am I ever gonna get this? This journey is slower for me. They moved really fast. This is taking me longer. So when we have moments of, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I started from a 2 out of a 10. Some people start from a 9 out of 10, you know, being great at this business. I started from a 2, so I have to work harder. I have to keep building my belief. When that pops up, oh, I'm not good enough, brings me back. And I have to, what do I do? How do I solve that? And so for me, it's like, I have to fill my mind with this stuff. I have to come to events like this. I have to do personal development, skill development, because it saves me, right? It saves me from like totally self-sabotaging myself and saying, well, I'm not good enough. I'm just gonna, you know, not do anything that has to do with people at all,
Living in the woods.
which doesn't exist. You know, I thought about that. I'm like, well, maybe I could do a career that like, I could do Poshmark or something, which is like a clothing website where I'd be sitting at home, basically in my bedroom alone, packaging clothing. Like, that's not super fulfilling. It's not, you know. I mean, I've thought about all the reasons, like all the other jobs I could do, and then I keep coming back to this, and it's like, but this is freaking scary, but fulfilling. Is it fulfilling to you guys? Yeah. And I always come back to that when I get to that self-sabotage space of this is more fulfilling than anything. And if I were to do anything else, guess what? That pattern, that belief that I have, is still gonna pop up no matter what I do. It popped up when I was doing makeup and hair, it popped up when I was teaching yoga, and it popped up in this. So it's like, I better freaking deal with that. Like, I need to do some personal development, and that's why this stuff is so huge. So the second obstacle is criticism. You guys raised your hand, most of you raised your hand for that. And, woo, take a breath. Woo! Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah, being critiqued stinks. We had a teammate message us last night, and she had somebody critique her about that she felt like she was being too pushy, and so she messaged us, and she's like, what do I say, what do I do? And it stung. I mean, even it stung for me to get that message. And she was like, what do I say, what do I do, how do I reel back from this? You know, and it's like, just gotta keep going. I mean, you have to like take a moment and be like, okay, this is gonna be okay, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm not going to let this stop me. But it is so easy when we get a critique to be like, so again, I'm gonna be in my closet alone doing Poshmark. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. So, all right, Aaron, so you're gonna talk about a couple of years.
True. All right, so, and then sabotage for me. One of my biggest self-sabotage zones is my social justice, Church of the Brethren, don't make much money story. Yeah? That having too much money, or that being successful financially just wasn't supposed to be. And that was, you know, Jesus, you know, slept in people's houses, or whatever. That's how I was raised, you know. It's not, he wasn't working a side business, didn't have a side hustle going. So, I was, you know, I took a lot of that literally, and I was like, well, I guess I'm supposed to live in India in a hut, you know, and which was why everybody was shocked when I chose to get into a serious relationship and get married, because in India in a hut would have been challenging for us, you know. But the story is real for a lot of us, right? Because to say, yeah, I mean, I think that's why teaching made sense for me. It was like, oh, poor me, I'm only making $36,000 a year, right? Which is my salary for 4 straight years, even though I got better and, improved. It didn't make sense to me that I got the exact same amount. But point being, that was a comfy zone, right? It was like that was what I could get down with as far as what I was worth. I would, same thing happened in my massage business. How do you charge what you offer? How do you actually ask, like, hey, like the heart and soul that I put into that massage? I'm gonna be honest, it's probably worth $100 for an hour and a half. Like, that's probably what it's worth. But how do you see that when everybody's financial, people are on the financial journey, you don't want to ask for too, anyway. Got me on that story. So this self-sabotage zone for me is, how do I get the mindset in that, like, it's really okay for Sarah and I to become 6-figure earners with Young Living. It's really okay. It's not just really okay, it's actually fantastic. Because why? Because our dreams are not just about us. Our dreams are about community and about people. And we host people incredibly well at our house, and we love it. And we give generously, and we've got dreams to help other people live their dreams. It's not just about our dreams and us getting to go live in Sweden for a month. We really want to help other people touch their dreams. We know that it's not just about us. So for us being 6-figure earners, or going on beyond that, what does that that translates into blessings being spread? It doesn't. There's nothing wrong with that. Anybody like blessings being spread other than me? Yeah, I mean, right? Love being, this is good stuff. So, but I've really, had to come to terms with the fact that this has been a blocker. This has been a blocker when your biggest role models were broke. Like, took about poverty. Like St. Francis of Assisi, I was like, thought he was the man, and he was like born into a wealthy family, and he gave it all up and went and like spoke the word to people. And so my brain was like hardwired that I was supposed to not make much money, because all I wanted to do was sit and talk to people about love. Like that's all I'm here for. Like that's what I'm really. And so the journey is like, wait, I can actually earn 6 figures and still talk about love. It's not one or the other. Like I'm not being limited by my income. Like my income allows me to just continue to bless people. So that's been one of my sabotage zones. I don't think anybody else have to be on that journey with me. I think I'm not alone. That it's okay to become a 6-figure earner. It's super okay. It's really okay for us to like put shoulders back and know that you earning at that level is going to bless the world. It's really going to bless the world. It's not going to hurt your siblings' feelings that you're out earning them, and letting go of that story as well, right? It's okay that they're choosing their path, and it's okay that you're going to choose your path. Well, we're probably here time. Yeah, really quickly. This last one is February. February has been jumping back on the prospecting train. Anybody else like 2019 being like, you know what? You can't just, it's great to pray over your team. It's great to like believe in believe in the community that's already there, right? That's huge. I do not say run away from doing that. But the prospecting journey here in 2019 is like, at the end of the day, we went to GoPro December, and he's like, new people, folks. We got to keep hanging out with new people. You got to connect with new people. If any of us want to be successful in this, it is about community. It is about relationships. It is about people. It's about becoming a network master. Who's down for that? Becoming a network master. At the end of the day, if our goal is Royal Crown Diamond, we must become a network master. Like, no doubt in my mind, you have to grow in that ability, with relationships. So prospecting is what I'm focused on here in 2019, and I'm doing 90 days of just consistency, of relationship building with new people, maybe people I haven't communicated with in a while, people that I think are super shiny, super networked, and just super inspiring. And I'm sending them videos. Like, I haven't made it, and you don't have to do it this way. This is what I'm doing right now. And it's giving me serious anxiety, because out of the 7 that I've sent so far, we've got 1 response and 6 no responses. Oh! Yeah, on a roll. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, this is part of the journey. But guess what? They don't hate me because they didn't respond. Ready? Let's all get that clear. When you don't get a response from somebody, it has absolutely nothing to do with them not liking you. Can we read that in? It has nothing to do with them not liking you. They literally have a whole other world that they're trying to take care of. Okay? It has nothing to do with them not liking you. You know you came from a place of love because this business invites more love being spread. These products invite love and wellness expanding. You know you came from a place of love. So, long story short, but it's scary, okay? I'm just being like, so one of my sabotage zones is I can be like, woo, I kind of want to take a week off. Kind of don't want to send it here today, But I've got to just keep with it. We all have to just keep with it. Stay faithful. Knowing that if we stay faithful to these things, to reaching out to new people, to connecting, to happen. Guys, if you feel like your warm network is gone, you must create a new warm network. Right? We have to. We all have to. So you haven't gone to church in a decade? It's time to go to church. You haven't been to yoga in a while? Go to it. You have to do something new. You have to grow a new warm network because at the end of the day, that's where the growth is going to happen. So, you finish this off.
Yeah, so I think tips and tools to overcome. I've been reading this book right now called No Mud, No Lotus, and it's really been helping me because it's just talking about, like, you don't have this beautiful lotus flower without the mud. You need it. It's okay that it's there. So one of the things that's been helping me the most that I learned from this book is when suffering comes, when we feel pain, when we want to self-sabotage, just acknowledge it. Say, hey, pain, suffering, I know you're there, and I'm here for you. And that's it. And you can move on. I want to read something really quick out of this book. A mother taking care of a crying baby naturally will take the child into her arms without suppressing, judging it, or ignoring the crying. Mindfulness is like that mother, recognizing and embracing suffering without judgment. So I really love that because it's just, again, acknowledging what's there. We don't have to suppress and say, I just gotta think my way to positive right now, or else it's gonna keep coming up. It's gonna keep coming up like we talked about earlier. So acknowledging it to me is the first step to recovery. And then the second thing that really helps me too is when I'm at the gym, I love Audible books. Love them. There's one that I love called 222 Abundance Affirmations. His name is Justin Perry. Love that Audible. I just listen to it. There's no way. When somebody is like basically shaking you and telling you like, you're abundant, you're awesome. Like you can't walk away from that and be like, I'm gonna go sit in my room and do nothing now. Like you have to do something. It's just not possible. So that's why I say like, when I'm in self-sabotage mode, I have to fill my mind with that stuff. And going to the gym during that time is the best time to do it for me.
So perfection is an illusion. We're all on the journey together. Know that you're not alone as you're going through these, as the sabotage zones pop up, the triggers pop up. Know that you have brothers and sisters that are on the path with you. Reach out. Don't suffer alone. Don't walk through it alone. If you need somebody to walk with you, it's okay to ask somebody. Give them, shoot a text. Send me a text, please, or a Facebook message. Like, I will listen to you. I was raised by 2 counselors. I'll listen for a couple days. So perfection is an illusion. We're all on the path, and yet we stay faithful. because we know we're worth it. We know that what we're doing is changing lives. We all have enough people around us in our communities where we have seen just like, and maybe it's something small, but they made this shift, and life is different now. You know, and so we have something really beautiful here to offer. Let's just keep being proud and strong and going forward.
Cool. That's it. Thank you.
Woo!
All right. Next up we have Andrea Hammer-Lahman. I see her Facebook thing so often. Andrea Hammer-Lahman. But Andrea Lahman, and I just wrote a post recently